Right, give this a second. Yeah. So last time, I fixed a lot of other things that I wasn't intending to do and went down a massive rabbit hole of fixes for the UI and the inventory system and everything, which are all necessary, but it certainly didn't do what I intended to. So, with that in mind, I'm going to actually attempt to do what I intended to. Um, so, when this gets there we go. So, yeah, first things first. So, we want to create a separate UI component for the crafting system. So, I'm just going to quickly make a class. So, we want to go UI here. So realistically, hang on, this is use a widget. Right, so what we're looking for, we have these crafting devices, and the crafting devices are basically going to be things like cooking pots, furnaces, workbench, and coincidentally the player's inventory itself. So the player will basically be treated as a basic crafting device, which means I need to set it up so that when just like the player's inventory, there's a crafting UI that can be loaded and unloaded. So yeah, therefore I need to create a UI component for that, and then probably need to make maybe another class to hold and manage it. But I think for now I'll just put it straight in and let the player controller do it. So this is going to be called crafting device UI. So I'll just wait for this to figure itself out. Eventually this will complain at me and ask to reload. But yeah, I am really glad I did the changes I made yesterday, because it made a huge impact to the effectiveness of the UI. Everything just works smoothly now. I'm gonna give this the benefit of doubt. There we go, right. Yeah, cool, right. So get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of that. Cool, right. At some point, I am unfortunately going to have to change all of my includes, which is going to be a pain in the ass, but I think I'm going to make something to handle that. Right. So now we've got this. So we need a few things. So for data, so we go private, we want f crafting device. Yeah, add include, right. Crafting device, data. Okay, so this is our data. Then we're going to want a list of recipes for this crafting device. So we want a T array of a full recipe. So we got device recipes. Okay. So we've got our own information, the device recipes, and then we want something similar, and this is going to be F in progress crafting. So this is going to be, let's call it crafting queue. Okay. So there's a lot of code that we've written inside the other UI component in, funny enough, the recipe list. Right. So I need to steal a lot of things inside here. So we want these two. Let's change this to this. Generate definition. Come on, right. And then if we go into this, we should be able to, yeah, we copy each of these in turn. So this is just going to be this. Okay, we'll fix that part in a minute. Oh, this one's consume, that one's produce. That one's add. Oh, yeah, no, I had it the right way around to start with. There we go, right. Okay, so we'll fix that in a minute. And just remove this real quick. Okay, so we just comment these out. Okay, so that's the consume and the production. So that's the easy bit. Then we want a, let's see. So we've got this in progress recipes. That's kind of what we want anyway. So let's see. So there's a timer handler, which we're going to need. There we go. For item crafted. So we've got recipes, timer manager. Now, so this uses, yeah, this has recipe UI as well. So I do need to consider the interaction between those two. So if I take these as well, we create that. Okay, so get progress. So this will work in the same way that it doesn't here. So we want to cancel crafting as well. Oh yeah, okay, so we want to, and I probably could have copied the entire thing realistically, but we'll see. It's still weird to me that this is a, yeah, timer manager is just a static thing. So if I copy this out, let's just call this crafting as well. Right. Okay, so generate definition. And then here we want to get this. And then we want the get base player controller as well. Just get all the basics going. Once most of this is done, should be good to go. Forward declaration. Oh, hang on. How am I doing it in here? When I can actually set this up to work a bit better than it is at the moment. Oh, okay. That's cool. Right. That solves that problem. We want to take the bass player controller from down here as well. There's a lot going here. And private members. Alright, okay, yeah. Unable to find class or strat. I mean, do I not? That's weird. I wonder why. Because we got it all set up here. So you found it here. So I'm not sure why it's not. Who knows? I'm sure we'll figure it out in a second. Right, then once we've got most of this sorted. Yeah, it's still having trouble with it. Even though it's literally defined in here. Yeah, F timer manager. So I don't know why. Hmm. That's weird. Okay. So this thinks. Oh, right, yeah. Include. There we go. Is that what was causing this to mess up? Maybe not. Okay. Okay, let's get rid of that then. None of these really need to exist like that. Yeah, okay. I don't really need view property definitions on those. Right. There we go. Okay, that's what the problem was. So if we go back here. So let's see. It is in progress, so we should be able to get that. Get progress should be um, crafting queue. This is where we need to think about this a bit differently. Hmm. Oh, I know. Uh, so this in progress queue, if I make it a T map instead, and it's a map of uh, crafting and full recipe, then I should be able to do dot. Hmm. What is it again? It's find. Remove, reset, shrink. It has an array operator. I thought. Hmm. I've not actually done this before. So if I had auto reference item equals okay. It's hard. Find should. Oh, find gets it by the key. So I just want the first. Is it this then? No, it's set element ID, so it's not get either. Um, there's find by hash, find key. Damn, yeah, I guess I've never had to do it in this particular way. Maybe an iterator or something. The yeah, that's not quite what I wanted to. Hmm, that's unfortunate. Yeah, okay. Oh, intriguing. Alright, so yeah, I guess how else do I want to do this? Because I need the crafting time of the one at the top. And I can't know what the one at the top is. Oh, like I could awkwardly do this inside crafting queue, and I can just like do item dot value. Right. There we go. It'll just loop over it once. We'll cross that bridge another time, mate. Let's just put to do fix the something like that. Okay, whatever. Right, so we should be able to do this now. Okay, wonderful. So that's all sorted. Right, now we want cancel crafting. This is where I might want another kind of UI component. Realistically, I want to also generate recipes that are in progress. Oh, how the hell do I do this? So we've got like recipes on the left. You select one, you hit craft, and then you want kind of like a list of recipes that are in progress. And I could do it, you know, 2 columns, and then each one on the right hand side, you just hit X on them and it cancels it. But this should be using my new thing anyway, so this should be in F, in progress crafting, cancelled craft, let's call it. Alright, and if we go back here, so this is where we wanted to make the change. This is what all the other aspects of this is what every other crafting table was needed for. Right. So we now have most of it set up. If I come into here, so I think I need this craft complete as well. And we do this. Oh man. I still need to get the first one from here as well. Yeah, it's not looking good for this. Okay, I'm going to do something different with this because this doesn't work in a map. It's not practical. So if I instead do this, and we want to full recipe, get recipe by ID. Recipe in device recipes. ID equals turn recipe, and otherwise turn that. Okay, so that will solve that problem. So in here, crafting queue, and this will be get recipe by ID, recipe ID. There we go. That's what we needed to fix. So in here, right, so this definitely needs to be changed. So what I'm going to do is have a thing, and it's just going to be called current crafting recipe. And in here, let's think about this. Why is this? Oh. Right, yeah, so I need to do the same thing here. So that this should actually be this. Oh. Thank you. Right. This should be done in here as well. Okay, that's solved. So now we need to make it so the recipe gets actually set when the player presses the craft button. So we do obviously need the actual craft button. Can you in here? Then we go in here and we find so there's this craft internal. Oh yeah, okay, I remember. So I need to get this. It will come together in a minute. I mean, all of this was done beforehand, so I don't really need to think about it too much. Right. So I need to do that. This should be that. This would be in progress crafting, and I need to make a constructor for this. This actually needs to get a unique ID potentially, but we can cross that bridge another time. I've got queue position as well, so I need to manage that, which will be slightly challenging. Okay, so I should be able to do something like this. Get rid of these. Wait, stop it. Right, let me do this dot. Oh, ID equals, so just do -1. Must have an huh? Expression must have a class type, but it has type. Am I missing something? I don't get how this is. Okay, who knows? Oh, okay, right. Wait a second. Look, if I get rid of this, I should be able to do extensions this, generate code, instructor. There we go, right. Don't know why I didn't do that the first time. Okay, so now we've got a constructor and we want a default constructor as well. Oh, I don't need that at the end, right? -1. Something like that. Okay, great. Right, so now if I come into here, oh god, there's so much stuff. Right. So we want, this is the actual ID. So for now we'll just put in -1. So we need an instanced crafting device ID. So we have this, but we also want F instance crafting device. Come here. Instance crafting device, right. So this is the definition for it, and this is the specific version of it. .id, the recipe ID, which would be recipe.recipe.id. The queue position. This is where it gets a little tricky. So I want to get the last. So if I do say void int32 get queue position. Let's think about this. I don't need to use it quite yet. Do I have a... Yeah, I did have one for that. It doesn't matter. Um, so if we have an F in progress crafting, IP, IPC equals, so it's going to be if crafting queue dot is empty, this else. This is going to return how are we doing this? There's a bit dicey to have the queue position stored. So I'm going to have to update it every single time on all of them. So if you've got 100 things crafting in progress on the same device, which is unlikely, but every time one of them shifts, all of their IDs are going to have to be updated. So, yeah, it is a little overkill. Let's pause this for now. So I don't need to make use of it quite yet. Progress, I mean, it's going to be, yeah, as well. The progress thing's a bit awkward. I suppose you could have multiple things in progress as well. So yeah, this is going to get a little tricky. Wait, go away. For God's sake, thank you. Right. Um, hmm. How do we want to approach this? So obviously I got to get this check item in the recipe thing here. Oh man, I got so much to take still. Okay, we'll get all of this and then we'll see where we end up. Come on. Right. So this is where I need to be a bit more particular about things. So you've selected one. We're consuming the inputs. Starting the timer. If it's not active. Oh, actually, this should be is progress. Okay, cool. So if crafting is in progress, we do this. Oh wait, if not is in progress. Then we set current crafting recipe equals so if we extract this, right, so that's the recipe. Okay, so if you first craft craft internal, I thought would do something else, but okay. So if we're not crafting anything, so if you press it for the first time, then set the timer, do this. Okay, cool. Let me swap that around real quick. Otherwise do that. And then when the timer completes, then we do it again here. And this is where this would end up being get recipe, so it'd actually be this. And this would be this here. So that'll produce the outputs. That'll get the next recipe, set the timer. Okay, good to go. Why have I got a warning? No recipes left to craft. That shouldn't be a warning. Okay, so this goes round and round and round. Does the job. And then in cancel crafting, wherever we've ended up with that. Oh yeah, we want this as well. Let's just put this down here somewhere. Get one of those, one of those. Yeah, so we want to get the selected recipe. Can you not? Come on. Oh, I've already. Oh, I just hadn't made it. Okay. I'm being silly. Have I got it twice? Is that why? Oh, right. Okay, that's more like it. So this is still using the UI and things. That's just ridiculous. Don't I have a get table manager? No, I don't. Okay. I sure. Okay. Seriously? Okay, fine. Right, there we go. Goodness me. Okay, so this is where it checks the inventory for recipes that it can automatically craft. But what we actually want here is this, and this will be device recipes. Okay, there we go, that's good. And we kind of want to replace this with just the word recipe. Yeah, because the UI. So this will have the craft button and manage the progress bar and stuff. It will also get passed back the selected recipe UI component from the list. So this UI component will have a recipe list, which this will populate itself. So if I get rid of that, and we get rid of this, recipe.recipe, there we go, right. I need to change that at some point, but let's just do it now, because otherwise I'll mess it up next time. Okay. Refactor, rename. Cool, right. Isn't this one copied as well? I thought it would complain about this. Yeah, don't know why. Maybe it hasn't caught up with it. Right, so that's most of this done. This means we can start moving out the recipe code from the list. So if I come into here, so I can pretty much, let's think about this. So I can definitely get rid of all of the timer manager stuff and the in progress recipes. All of that crap. This is fine because it needs to understand how to create it stuff. It doesn't need to know about the cancel crafting, the outputs, the craft button, craft internal. So maybe the item updated for different reasons. Yeah, I think that's it for now. So if I come back into here, so I can just blat over all of this. Okay. this will be useful, as will this. This is fine, because I think I can, yeah, I can just leave this. Because then I can pass in the same array. So in here, if I make one of these and we have static this, create that. That wasn't quite what I had in mind. So this would want a F crafting device. F instance crafting device. Cool. And probably like a player controller, so a base. Okay. So then we come here, we have this. Oh, we also want the blueprint version of ourselves. So we requisition this, put that down here. This is going to be called crafting device UI class. Let me just check WhatsApp real quick. Okay, cool. So then we want to, in here, copy this, paste it there. Get rid of this. Do this. So then we copy this again. Do this, that. Perfect. And then we can do when I come into here, protected, so we can access them. Crafting device data equals art. Base player controller equals controller. And then this is going to be instance crafting equals in instance crafting. Okay, so that's most of it. And then we can do, so this will have its own instance of the UI. So it will have a U recipe list UI. Now I could make this, yeah, let's do it actually as part of the UI itself. So this would be U recipe UI. And this is going to be a blueprint implementable one. If we come back here. So this way we can do the get recipe UI. So that will create an instance of it. Although no, we want to use this. So we want to do something like this. So if we instead we have view recipe list UI, here, view property, and we come in here and we go crafting device dot recipe list equals that controller, and then this will be where we figure out what recipes we can get. So there will be like a T-array full recipes. So this would be like controller.game instance.get table manager.get crafting device recipes. Well, we get recipes, but this will be like taking a thing. I don't know why we're doing that. Thank you very much. Now this is just all of them. So we'd want to move this somewhere else, but recipe and recipes. And then we have if recipe dot ID. Oh, hang on. Oh, this is gonna be a bit awkward because I need to do this a bit differently than I am actually. Right. Look, this get recipes needs to change so that it takes in int 32 crafting device ID. Okay. So this generates full recipe data. We're doing kind of a lookup into a lookup, so in here, what I can do, this is going to be let's think about this. So this will generate the overall list of recipes. And then what we want to do is for F crafting device recipes CDR in get crafting device recipes table dot get data, and we go if CDR dot equals this, then we want to do another loop. Well, you don't really want to do another loop, but if we come into here and we make this int 32, change it to a map, and now we come back in here. They are screaming their lungs out outside, and it is I have no idea what they're doing. Right. Okay, so Is that right? Yeah, that's what we want to do, right? So now we're got easy access to that, and then we can do recipes. Dot find checked cdr dot recipe ID. And then this will just be a dot add. Perfect. Oh man, right, so now we can call this, and this will get us the recipes. It will pre-generate a list here, and it will then consequently in here, I can now do this, and I can type in, what are we looking for? It's in crafting device.id, and this will be our actual full recipes. So instead of doing this, I can simply do dot what did I call it? Huh? Oh, this is device recipes, right? Duh. Okay, and then we can pass this into here. And we're done. And then we just do return crafting device UI. Okay, so right, that's everything fixed. So now we're passing the data across, loading the recipes list of recipes, and then passing it into another bit of UI that we get to create. And then in here we have this. What we actually want up here, this is going to be what was it? Panel widget? U panel widget. Get recipe UI panel widget. There we go. Right. So that's going to be implemented in the actual UI component. So most of this should be good to go now. All we need to do now is have access to the selected data in here. And we want to generate a selection changed, maybe. I'll come on to that later, I guess. Oh, get rid of those because we don't need that. Oh, we do have a get selected, right. So in theory, somebody presses the craft button now, wherever I had that commented out code. Down here. Now we can do recipe list UI dot get selected recipe. We can do if that, and this will pass in a get recipe. There we go. So now hit the craft button, we get what's selected, and jobs are good. And we just want to hook into the selection changed potentially to figure out enabling and disabling of things. Possibly like, disabling the craft button if you don't have something selected, but that's just a general UI thing. Cool. Right, is there anything else in here that I don't need? So item updated. Let's just get this. Because I think both of them are going to need it. Right, if I go on here, I go for this. So this should actually instead check for recipes to any. But it should. Come on. Oh, it's device recipes, right. So then we do this. Oh, this is full recipe. Okay, that's good. So that all works. So in here, presumably, yep, so I want to steal this and put this in here. This is going to be, oh no, this is going to be this and that. Perfect. So now we're binding ourselves to the item updated. So whenever anything changes, we can auto craft again. So yeah, this queue position stuff, I'll have to think about that one. So yeah, I could ignore it entirely and it just starts trying to craft anything in the list in a random order. It will probably maintain the order fairly effectively anyway, because new things will be at the end of the list. But yeah, we'll see. Oh, goodness me. Right. Okay, where do we get to? So what I need now, oh, cancel crafting. Did I already get rid of it? Might have done. Yeah, I did. Let me just double check. Oh, the wrong one. Right. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, look. I've already done it. This is going to be get recipe by ID. Wait, what? I don't. Okay, hang on. I don't understand why that's not working, but that's what it should be doing. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let me recompile this. Something else is going wrong. Just not having a nice time, I guess. Curious as to what was going wrong, but yeah, okay. Let's see, table manager. Oh, right. Yeah, it's a fair point. Okay. Yeah, we can't send a pointer out, unfortunately. I could potentially. Uh, is it worth? I wonder if it's worth me doing something else here. So this could be a map to T array. Uh, uh, crafting device for recipes. We do something like this. And we go if contains crafting device ID else this would be return find checked. Otherwise, oh, hang. Oh, okay. Dot. Okay. And if I pull this down to here, put that there. Okay, so now it won't have to redo the logic for it every time. But it might still copy it. So we'll see what happens. But that will at least stop it from doing the check every single time. It should only happen once in a while anyway. And if this gets hit on the server, then if everyone opens a version of the crafting device once each, it will fully populate the timer. So fully populate the table anyway. So this populates all of the known recipes, and then this finds all of the recipes specifically for the crafting device, and then consequently outputs them. So yeah. Right, so this should still error because there's a problem in one of the other classes, yeah. Um, all right, yeah, I basically don't need this at all. Or just do this. Uh, yeah, okay. Something like that. And that should be protected. There's a few things this shouldn't need to be done elsewhere. Most of this should be fine. Yeah, okay. Alright, cool. So that's tidied that up, so we shouldn't see any methods we don't need. So if I rebuild this. It's getting close. This should be pretty straightforward to actually make the UI work as it used to now. So I think all of the parts are there. Yeah, we'll see. Not sure what to do about that one, but let's see if this works now. And close others to just back down to the bare minimum. Oh, I need to, wherever that's gone, this. Put this up here. There we go. Right. Nice. Right, I'm gonna get a cup of tea. Back in a sec. It's a me. So, right, still a fair amount of things to sort out, unfortunately. So now we're in a position. So we want to wherever it's gone. So we got this crafting device UI. So now we need to actually make the UI. Sorry, my voice is going. Now I need to actually make the UI from it. So if we go here and we do crafting device UI. Blueprints. We do that, we copy the reference, we go down here, we get rid of all of the, oh whoops, all of this, get rid of the last exclamation mark. Job done, right, so now we've got some actual UI components. So in here, we can do this. Okay, so this simply needs, so we override one of the functions, which is this. And let me get rid of these. Okay, so this needs to return a panel widget thing, basically. So we come into here, so we need to lay this out. Let's think about this. So I think the recipe UI already has a scroll box. I'm pretty sure that's the case. I don't know why I'm guessing. I literally have it here. Recipe list, UI, and all of the consequent craft and cancel craft buttons. So yeah, I need to if can I cut that and paste that in here? No, I cannot. Okay, whatever. Okay, so I need the same premise in the other one, so I do need to copy some of this across. Okay, so what we want to do in here, right, we want a vertical box, sorry, a horizontal box that has a scroll box in it. Then, oh, hang on, is this has the designer? Yeah, this is a scroll box, so okay, so we'll have a lists. Oh, list view. Okay, whatever. Common, right? Panel. Here we go. There's a wrap box as well, which might be whatever, but okay, so we'll have a horizontal box that will have a just a simple, what's a scale box do for me? That sounds like something I need to look into for another thing. So we'll have a vertical box inside there, and then we'll also want our buttons. So we'll have another vertical box. Or do we want... God, there's so many. Stack box. I need to start using some of these. So my inventory system's not great for this sort of stuff, so we'll see. I suppose I know. So yeah, we'll have this, and inside this one we'll have that, and then the two consequent buttons. Okay, so this one's going to be called craft. Craft button, cancel button. This is going to be our vertical box. This is going to be our recipe list vertical box. This is the thing that we're going to return in here. Ta-da, right? That's great. This is going to be desired size. These are going to have obviously text underneath them. This is going to be craft, wherever it is. Craft. Cancel craft. This needs a progress bar in here. Okay, that's cool. This will be called it crafting progress bar. And then we go in here, on click, craft. We do the same for this, on click, cancel crafting. So this is where we want to figure things out a bit better, but do we have... I don't think I made expose that, so no, we need to generate some UI and then consequently have the cancel button on each of them, or the one you've got selected or something. So we'll just break that for now, so it doesn't do anything. Then we have this, and we can bind its progress somewhere. Percent, create binding, get progress. God, would you look at that? Wonderful, right. Save that. So that's the progress bar sorted. We're returning that. So we've got basically horizontal box. This will be occupied by, populated with the recipe list. And then these will just function as they do. The selection stuff should still work fine. So I need to now go to the inventory. So there's this crafting container. Interesting. Oh, so we're doing it from here. Okay. Can I... Have I already done that with this? No. Okay, so if I go to here, I do this. Crafting. Okay. So we're going to fake this for now, but we should be able to use the same code here. So if I hit compile, basically just need to check that the recipes and stuff have all been out generated correctly. Let's see. Oh, come on. So there should be. Yeah, so I've made crafting devices. So I've made crafting recipes and then I've assigned the same recipes to different things. So if in theory I want to, so if we go back into here, so this will instead, yeah, okay. So if I, so this is the major change here. So we want to do create crafting device UI. Oh, I don't need to do the get recipes anymore. Ah, okay, so good. We've eliminated a lot of code in here. So I can get rid of this, get rid of this. Do this. And this is where we go make crafting device. Make instance crafting device. So we're not using this yet. So let's call this player inventory and 0. So let me just check the actual table data. So you can see here, if can I do that? I guess not. Right, so this is 0, so 0 should be fine, and 0 has these first 3 recipes, which we should see in here: barricade, sniper, and bandage. Okay, cool. So this should actually work if we just leave it as 0. None of this other stuff matters. Owner type player, I mean, technically it's all correct anyway. So that's fine. So yeah, we get controller, we get this, set it up. Right. So let's see what happens. Something's probably going to go wrong. Alright, yeah, I need none of this. Because it doesn't do any of it anymore. Okay. Off to a good start. It appeared. So let's see what bit it wasn't happy with. So if we come down here, and we hit play. Is it empty? It is in fact empty. Okay, so we're just going to hit continue, ignore the stop, I'm going to play. Oh, okay, right, I need to recompile, I guess. Sometimes it obfuscates the code so you can't debug certain things. That's interesting, so it didn't hit it at all. Recipes is empty. Okay. Oh, am I not loading the data? Because that will certainly do it. Hang on. Or is it because I've got them open? Oh, it might be because I've got the data tables open. Okay, interesting. All right, let's do this. Crafting device. Oh, it's looking for something with an S on the end. That might be why. I really need to put a log in for that kind of stuff. Somewhere where it does the load data, and it should tell me whether it could find the file or not. Ta-da! Right. Ignore. And hopefully, there we go, right. It was literally just a file mismatch. Okay, so it still hasn't done this bit, unfortunately. So if we go back into here, in theory, this should be, yeah, okay, it's got 1 in it, apparently. Fair enough, okay. How am I... Oh, am I not adding it to the UI? That's probably it. Yeah, okay. So if we come back here, and we do... Oh, wait, recipe list UI. Okay, that'll be why. Let's just check. Okay, right, round 4. Yeah. Huzzah, right. Oh yeah, they still have the stuff on the actual UI for it. Let me just make sure I've got rid of all of that. Okay, looking good-ish. Still not sure why it's only found 1 recipe, but let's see if we can get it to craft it. So if we come over here, nails, metal, and wood. So nothing's happening. We definitely got the resources. Oh, there we go. Right. Obviously the UI is a bit screwy, to say the least. If that produces a barricade, oh hell yeah. So yeah, we need to change some things so the cancel crafting works because we want a list. And I do not have any idea why this is like, yeah, but behaving like this, I suppose. I obviously need to rethink how the UI functions in general. Interesting. Because, like, I could scale these down a bit, you know? Like, for instance, if I just go to the IM UI here, we can. So, is this like a. Oh, a keyframe. Interesting. So I could like 0.7, 0.7. Right, and if we hit go now, yeah, new tiny icons. Interesting. Didn't quite work how I thought, but you know, so we'll cross that bridge another time, I suspect. But you know, once the buttons and the panels and things exist, moving them around and scaling stuff, moving them around is a bit tricky if you want to move them from one UI component to another, but yeah. Okay, well, I mean, it's there. It almost kind of functions, but not quite. What more do you want in life? Almost functions, but not quite. Should be like my motto or something. Um, no, I definitely think I want the screen in thirds because you're always going to want to see your crafting, and I want to make it so these have like a collapse or not option. Um, I wonder if I could knock something up real quick. Because if I... Grid panels don't really work very well here, so replace with horizontal vertical box. Yeah. Right, so now we've got a vertical box. And then this we wrap with horizontal box. And then we just have this for now. Branch. So if checked, then we do visibility collapsed visible. Whoops. Something like this. And then in theory, come up here. We go over here. Perfect. Doesn't take much. Eventually I'll make all of this into a sort of a tree panel. I'm curious if I... Oh, it doesn't remember its hidden or not state. Eh, doesn't matter. But it works, so you know, at the very least I can just maneuver some things. It's pretty cool that it works so smoothly as well. And I need to massively change the UI so that you can see into the UI of sorry, the containers of like the legs and chests and things as well. So I need to rethink the structure of these entirely. My suspicion uh, is I'm going to need to make it so this stuff trying to think what would work best. I need to revisit other games to see how they handle it. Because like I could have a hover over that gets the inventory, or you right click and it like appears over here, or it generates it somewhere else. I don't know. Something else to worry about, unfortunately. But I definitely need to make this a lot more dynamic. It's like, for instance, if I click on it here, I could have like a side inventory appear here. I could just shove everything off to the edge or whatever, but yeah, it's not ideal. Still don't get how that changes size. These are meant to be like a fixed dimension, so yeah, I'll have to do a massive UI overhaul at some point, I'm sure. Highlight border, canvas panel, grid panel. Again, I'm using a grid panel for something that's obviously... Like, what am I doing? Alright, look, we're going to replace this with vertical arcs. And then we're going to wrap these with horizontal box. Okay. Intriguing. Alright, that's interesting. Okay, let's try that. See what happens. Hmm. Oh, are you kidding? Man, that sucks. Okay, I mean, if I align that top, let's see what this does. Sorry, I'm just messing with it. How does that happen? Interesting. Hmm. Okay. Well, what else do we have? Because I can always put this back. It takes a few minutes. I might as well faff around for a bit. So there's a wrap box. Not quite what we want. Stack box. Laid out automatically, vertically, and horizontally. Scale box. It's interesting. So if I put a scale box, put the image inside the scale box. So now we've got this. And if I do that, get rid of the horizontal box, place this with a uniform grid panel. How's that? What's that do for us? Intriguing. Shouldn't this be stretching? That's column and stuff. Yeah, see, I want the name and the amount to be like a singular text box. So how have I done this? Could I not just have one text box and just append the name and the amount to the same thing? Okay, so I need to join these together in a horizontal box. Situate that on top of this. Oh dear. Free. So yeah, maybe a uniform grid panel isn't the way to go either. So if I just do replace with vertical box, then kind of, yeah. It's weird. I don't know what makes the text change like that. It's a horizontal box. Oh, yeah, don't wrap the text. I don't know why it don't remember telling it to do that. There we go. Right, so that solves that problem. And the items are no longer changing size, which is cool. So I think what fixed it there is the scale box, which is good. I kind of want this to like letter spacing skew amount. Interesting. Hmm. Don't know. Okay. Right. What have we got going now? Yeah, see the problem is it's where that situates in the grid in the horizontal box. So if I make that fill, see this should be of the horizontal alignment relative to the horizontal box, but it doesn't, so yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to replace it with a grid again. The stack box. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, replace with grid and then get rid of the horizontal box. And then this moves down. How do I make this stretch? Column span 2. That's looking better anyway. Alright, well, we're back to where we were before, but now the icons are sort of constrained, which is quite useful. They're a bit off in places. Yeah, not really sure. They're still moving, and I'm not sure what causes that. Basically, nothing should be moving. Oh dear. So that's got 0 padding. As does that and that. That has some padding. So if I get rid of the padding, or is that... Do I have a Z order for this? Hmm. Render transformation. Hmm. Okay, not sure about that one. So let's think. If I make it so this is just centered, right, what does that do for us? Hmm. So does the scale box not quite work then? See what that does. Nope. So is that not how this works? Hmm. Tint draw as size. Stretch dimension both. Oh. Is it X across? Okay, if I put it on scale to fit X. Yeah, no, that doesn't work either. Oh, down only. Ah. Scale to fit. Hmm. Yeah, that didn't quite work either. I would have thought we'll only make content smaller, we'll never make it larger. Okay, so let's try that. Fill non-uniformly. Okay, fine. Let's put it on fill then. Huh. I mean, you know. Um, um, whoops. Right. Okay. Scale to fill. Scale to fit there. Yeah, it's still. It's just that. Everything else seems to be fine. Yeah. There's like a few things which are too large. Okay, if I do this. If I like fix the size of this or something. Oh dear. Oh, there's too many complicated things going on here. Let's do that and see what happens. Okay, it still has the same problem anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hmm. Yeah, see we've got image size 100 by 100. So okay, size box. Uh, does this not have a size option? Was that not the point? Hang on. Widget allows you to specify the size it reports to have and design, or widgets have design. Wrapping them in so lets you force them to be a particular size. But where's the size? Because that's translation, that's physical location. Clipping, rendering. I don't know. It's still better than it was before. At least I think so anyway. Things are a bit different, but yeah. Now we have this lovely little button. And it's pretty cool how nicely that works. Okay, well, fuck. Okay. If I get rid of it, what happens? Yeah, same shit, different day. Ah, goodness me. So if I actually do change the size of this, does it actually matter? If I go 70 and 70. And they didn't seem to change at all. So I'm not really sure what the point is. Because that's size to content, and this is being fixed to that size. Unless it's being changed in here. Uh, oh, right. Okay, it's being set in here. That'll be why. Hmm. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well. Hmm. Yeah, okay. So it doesn't matter what I do to this because its size is going to be changed anyway. So what actually matters is what happens with the overall size. Hmm. Alright, webs. Because that should still... I don't know, I feel like I want to wrap it in something that forces it to have a different size, which would be the scale box. But it's weird, the scale box suggests right that it's allows you to place content with a desired size and have it scaled to meet the constraints placed on this box's allotted area. But how do I set the size? Because this is just the stretching. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. It does seem to have changed somewhat. Damn, that's so annoying. Oh well, whatever, that will do for now anyway. Oof. Right, well, we got the crafting UI moved across and functional. So, I can take some metal, some nails. Hopefully there's some wood. Select this, hit craft. You can see it's doing it. Crafting's going up. And we're just one stage away from having the whole cancel crafting and stuff. So we want another bit of UI here to represent things in progress. Not entirely sure how I want to do it yet, but getting there. Oh dear. Cool. Yeah, that would do. Right, wonderful. Alright, well, yeah, thanks for watching and things if you are. Otherwise, dunno, we're just gonna keep going. This is getting, despite there being some missing features and things, it is getting very close to being where I would need it to be. So obviously, level design stuff and missing actual content and things, but once the base building's working and I've made the AI sort of spawn dynamically throughout the world and go and fight each other and claim things and missions and stuff, which they're realistically, to do that is just making another management system that when the game begins does intercepts the mission system, and then it just spawns AI of a certain faction and then says this group's defending, this group's attacking, and they move around the map of their own volition and start fighting each other. All that kind of stuff. Then I mean, I've got item systems, weapons, crafting systems. There's loot generation, missions, AI, and then hopefully base building. And from there, I'll have basically the groundwork to actually make specific features. So, like, more intricate things like an electrical system and potentially start adding in base raiding concepts and yeah, sprucing up the AI, basically making them a bit more interesting to fight. And yeah, then multiplayer will be a small part of it, It'll probably take me several months to get multiplayer working, but I like to think the way that I've designed it so far has facilitated that side of things, because most of the code I can run from anywhere. I just need to, if in multiplayer I need to move some things around and duplicate some code in a few places, then so be it. But I will do some trial runs in a separate project and get anything working to start with, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, so thanks for watching and stuff, and I'll be around tomorrow a lot.